to decide who is the champion here. Does Byul get 3 second places in a row? Does he follow in Sue's footsteps? Or does Innovation win another championship? You're like, well, that's the same thing, Artosis. Like, yes, Tasis, thank you.
As you said it, I was like, wait a minute. He just spun it 2 different ways.
Yeah.
She loses.
Well, I predicted Innovation, right? So
I predicted Innovation, but
a lot of people did. But Byul is looking awesome.
A lot of people out there rooting for Byul for sure. Oh, somebody's brothers in doom. They've been notified. Love for our toast. Oh, I couldn't read all the signs.
They all said love for our toast. Don't worry about it. But yeah, man, this is an epic finals, guys. Tell your friends, let everyone know. Nothing is more fun than this. I haven't been this stoked for a match in a long, long time. It's such a good one. Like, these two are at the top. The epitome of skill in their races.
Absolutely.
And to watch them actually battle when it means so much to both.
When everything's on the line. Everything's on the line.
This is the end of part of the Swarm aside from BlizzCon.
One of these two is going to be crowned king.
It's insane. And it could not enjoy this more.
It's a beautiful
thing. You could give me a back rub while I'm commentating this, and it would be exactly the same without the back rub, because my dopamine and my serotonin are full.
Norepinephrine firing as well. All of it, man. We are now going into game number 5. Byul against Innovation in this year's last GSL Codex. In the upper left, in the red, he is
CJ 엔투스 별.
Oh, it's on his head. I was like, did somebody pin that to the wall? Some support there. Oops.
SK텔레콤 T1 Innovation.
I didn't intro Innovation, sorry about that.
Well, that's what everyone says when they get Innovation ladder. They say, oops.
No, I actually did I was so caught off guard, I did a combo of whoops and oops. I said whoops.
Whoops?
Yeah. Yeah, that happened. Well, it is a map where they are in these cross-spawn locations. This map is, you know, none of the maps have been super standard that we've casted so far. This one's interesting in the way that the center functions. It's on low ground. You can push out and claim some ground.
Yeah, there's some really interesting places with like destructible rocks and. But I mean, the map is like pretty normal, pretty standard overall. Nothing like too weird about it, right? Not as easy to cut in half as Echo, not as hard to cut in half as Iron Fortress. So overall, I like this to begin our little ending best of 3.
I love it when we get finals that are so close.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You know, one thing about a best of 7 is there's statistically just a higher chance. Oh, hold on. Oh, we have some more Byul support here.
Never enough minerals. And then
and
that
we
guy has
have
like a beta code or something. Guys, type that in. That's all I can see, the Void Beta key.
That's the Illidan skin, guys. It's a new skin. So, statistically, you are much less likely to have a closer series in a best of 7. Best of 3 is going to almost always end up, you know, 2-1, right?
Totally.
Best of 5, much more likely to be 3-2, but you get a lot of 3-1s. But best of 7, you get 4-3. That's pretty hard, but it looks like we're in that direction right now.
Certainly we are, and I think that's where it's going to continue to go, but we will see. Someone's going to be on match point after this, putting a lot of pressure on their opponent. So, a good full scout here by Byul. Crowd going wild over this Overlord, I guess.
He's the real hero here.
Yeah, look at him.
He's going to go right over that. Now you see me, now you don't.
He's the Marilyn Monroe Overlord over that thing, man, blowing up his tentacles.
By the way, you said some funny jokes today, and when I check my Twitter, everybody thinks that I'm saying them. I just want you to know that I'm like getting all this great credit.
This is literally the story of my life.
This is, do we actually sound?
People thinking you're great, but only I'm great.
No, it's actually kind of funny. Like, do we actually sound?
We sound
alike enough?
Reasonably similar, but
Do we?
my voice is a bit more nasally, and yours is like a bit deeper, I think.
That's what I thought.
I think that's what it is, but
I don't know.
inside my own head, we sound really different, but
Yeah.
then when I listen for like 3 seconds before I shut it off in terror at how awkward we are.
And whenever you watch it, yeah, your own self-cast.
Oh, I hate it.
No, that never gets on weird, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to do this. You know what it's like to watch yourself cast? It's like, you know, when you first experience hearing your voice in voicemail.
Yeah.
Like, hi, this is Nick. Leave a message, and you're like, oh my God, is that what I sound like?
Yeah, this is
like that.
I had
1,000
confidence
times
when I used to speak,
worse.
but yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
This game so far sizing up as a pretty normal game with the starport coming up here. Innovation has done this build several times. He's followed it up with pushes and he's followed it up with mech. So it does. We can't glean a ton off of this.
No.
Other than that, it's not, you know, proxy racks, anything crazy like that.
Yeah.
And byul is playing pretty standard too. He's just getting drones. We did see a game earlier where he got a little bit too many drones and he didn't have anything to defend.
Right now, we have a tech lab sitting on this barracks. We'll see what he does with it. It might be for a Banshee.
Oh! That's not supposed to happen. That's pretty bad. Ling's got in.
Well, what can they tell by this? The one thing that they see there is that there is no second gas, and they see a tech lab on that barracks. So right now he has to be considering that this could be a bio play.
He also saw that third command center.
Yeah, he sees pretty much everything.
So innovation, no secrets with this guy. It's going to be all down to his execution. Now that is his strongest point, but any StarCraft player knows that you really just, the less they know about what you're doing, the better.
Yeah. Well, it is going to be Cloak Banshee, and he really did see like no gas in that main base when he got in there. And I don't believe he ever saw the, let me just check exactly what he saw for gases. Yeah, okay, so basically his scout showed him exactly one gas. So Cloak Banshee is going to be not at the very top of the list of things he's expecting right now.
Yeah.
Just to keep that in mind. So this could be a nice little trick. We'll see. But innovation just going straight into mech. Probably as he should, considering how well byul did against Bio in that previous game.
Well, this Overseer, unfortunately, did he see that second factory?
That Marine? Oh, okay.
Wait, oh no, he didn't see it. I thought he did see it. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Never mind.
Pretty
kind of funny how that works with StarCraft Vision sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like for sure they would have had it, but nope, it didn't stay there on the mini map after the Overseer was killed off.
Well, right now we do have byul going for a Spire, getting a couple evos as well. We have those Hellions actually going to this third base. Ooh. 5 kills, 6 kills already. This is really effective. 7 kills this early with just running your Hellions up. That's like free.
Yeah, he didn't lose any Hellions.
Oh my God!
So that literally was free.
Yeah, that was sick. Like byul is like already in a little bit of trouble here for sure.
We see the Spire finishing up right now. Zerg has banked up a decent amount of gas, so that's going to be turned into mutas very quickly here. The Banshee coming up now, doing some good damage over here, getting these drones. So 12 drones have been gunned down so far. He
did cancel Cloak, just to mention that. So, but still, a lot of damage with these Banshees. Look at this. There's no Spore. There's no Spore here. Oh my God. Look at the amount of damage he's actually getting out of this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, byul a little bit greedy. He was cutting some corners here.
Well, you know, sometimes you cut corners and you get a circle, and other times you just get a crappy-looking square.
Yeah, this is unfortunately not. It's not his game, man. He looked at me and he nodded at me as he said that. Like, yeah, I'm a genius.
No one will ever say it like this again.
Oh, the Lings are going to come in here, and there's not actually defense, you know, on standby here. It looks like the Thor and everything else is going to come in here, but getting these mules, that's pretty huge.
Yeah, that's 3 like brand new mules. Well, he gets 2 of them. But that was 2 brand new mules, so that is a lot of dying minerals this early in the game. In the meantime, droning up heavily is byul. Going ahead, getting a bunch of upgrades for his roaches, getting some air attack upgrades as well as going into Infestation Pit. I'm excited to see exactly what he wants to do with this Infestation Pit. Is he going straight to Viper? That's the most likely one. We have seen some Zergs occasionally try to go into some Infestor play. You know, normally a lot later, though, and haven't seen byul do that yet today.
Now, he is getting roaches in a decent number. I wonder if he might be attacking in just a little bit coming up here. I don't know if it's advisable to do it, but that's sort of what it's looking like, right? I mean, you don't need to, I don't think you need to get the roaches just yet. And the fact that he's still making them tells me that something's going to happen here. We also have the Hydralisk Den almost done.
You know, with the Infestation Pit that quickly, I'd imagine he wants to grab 2 Vipers before ever going, but let's see. He hasn't started that hive quite yet. Just kind of continuing upgrades, taking another base. Has to get that 4th up since the 3rd is already mining for innovation. byul not very ahead in supply despite making roaches. So that's always something to be a little bit scared about. Like, there's no real way for him to deal serious damage to innovation anywhere right now.
So this is the phase of the game where Zerg pretty much has map control. I don't want to lose a muta there. Although Zerg does have to hold off things like the Hellions.
Well, right now those Hellions are in the middle, which means his roaches may be able to find some damage with no buffering for siege tanks at that 3rd base, and that's what we see right now, running right up. Only a single siege tank and a Thor, so he will pick off the siege tank very quickly. The Thor looks like it'll go down as well.
Yeah, the Thor not terrible against roaches, but we have more tanks coming up here. Looks like he should be able to zone this out. I mean, what was a bit of an exchange there by both parties.
I would say that was really good for byul. The one thing we have to remember is that he did lose the 2 queens in the center because the Hellions were out of position.
That's right.
If those Hellions were at home, that probably doesn't happen as well for him, though.
All right, that Banshee finally comes to an end here. And now we have the, ooh, this is a bad angle. If he can curb those mutas just right, he can peel off from the Vikings. Looks like he does manage to do that.
Well, does get away with 2 mutas. Don't know how useful they're going to be, but he does have them still,
That's
I guess.
you and me, Artosis.
As useless as can be.
Mutt-tosis and taste mutt.
Tasteless.
Tasteless, yeah.
Nah, it has to have mutt in it.
Yeah, it's got to have mutt in it, dude.
Yeah, you're right. All right. So a couple Vipers on the way here. This could gear up to an attack.
Oh my God! Oh, that's bad. And Vikings, by the way, guys, I know they have rockets on their backs. They are not that fast, though.
No, they certainly aren't.
So you get them in the wrong spot, they can take a lot of damage, and that's an unfortunate. Oh my God! All right, well that just happened. He just gets to have that up. Meanwhile,
a little bit of a mistake there for sure. Does run these Hellions in here where they die almost instantly.
You know, one thing is that if you don't kill the drone, you don't get the hatchery with Hellions. They don't.
No.
We got to destroy his buildings fast. Get a bunch of Hellions. No, that's not something anybody's ever said.
Certainly
not. It was good.
Well, right now we do have 2-2 finishing up. Burrow speed as well as Burrow on, or Burrow movement rather, as well as Burrow on the way here for byul. You know, he's maxed out. Like his Roach Hydra army isn't going to get any better. Well, I guess the 2-2 makes it better, but like as more units pop out for innovation, it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. So I love that floating racks, by the way.
Yeah, that's actually, let's talk about that. That'll actually take some damage.
Yeah.
Before the Hydras will default hit the racks first because it's in the front.
Yeah, it's really hard to micro correctly.
That kind of stuff was abused a bit more in Brood War.
Yeah, all the time.
Because it was just harder to control your army. So it kind of, it really caused a problem. And now we have one lone Roach down here. Well, this is something, but I mean, he's not going to break this. Right
not
now.
Worth it.
Yeah. Uh-oh. This guy's like, please, 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 bro.
Yes, Burrow.
Oh, yeah, he just got it, right?
Yeah. Not going to burrow him. Just leave him
He needs to burrow that.
It's a brave Roach.
That's Special Agent Roach. Well, Innovation's pretty much sealed himself off, which is what Terran wants to do in their meching. You just kind of turtle up, block everything off, and eventually get this army that just doesn't die. And so byul's attempting to do sort of the Zerg version of that. Now getting that second Spire, trying to power up. But in the meanwhile, Zerg will continue to test the perimeter out here and see if there's not, if there's any opening here where Zerg can come in and start to do some damage. I don't believe there is, though, at this point in time.
And look, the way that this is set up right now, like Innovation's done this perfectly. Like I was talking about before, the one thing I would have said after Game 1 Innovation is don't ever attack byul again with mech. And look at what he's doing. Like he's got the 2 sensor towers set up, and he's got his army in such a way that it's covering all 4 bases, and also the other 2 bases that are quote-unquote his on his side of the map can't be mined from byul. So like he's got the map cut in half perfectly at this point. This is like the waiting game now. He has to just kind of counter what byul is doing. He's adding those starports. He's getting ready for battle cruisers. And he just needs to take this supremely late. Whereas byul, he has to get creative and somehow beat Innovation before he gets a perfect army.
This is, oh my God, he's going to be harpooning those siege tanks. Very nicely done. Now, this is, let me tell you something. What they're both having to do right now is basically the hardest stuff you can do in StarCraft. This and low economy base trades are about as tough as it gets. So because Terran can't be cracked, oh my God, he's getting a Nidus Worm.
I like it.
He actually, this leads in perfectly to what I was going to say. Because Terran can't be cracked, Zerg has to get pretty creative here. Zerg has to really exploit the lack of mobility that Terran has. And the fact that Zerg really pretty much controls the whole map. And try to not directly engage this Terran army because you pretty much can't, but slowly chew away the rest of the Terran while sucking up so much of the resources that you're going to be maxing out 3 or 4 times on different unit compositions until eventually you could just kind of stop this giant war machine that Terran set up. So Terran's going to that Supreme late game. We see that because there's Terran's making Ravens.
Yeah, command centers, turrets, Ravens. That's basically what you're going to see for a while. As he gets into a perfect unit composition, eventually he'll start bleeding off some of his units that he doesn't want.
Yep, that's right.
And just like you make an army that Zerg can't kill. But right now, byul, these are like pretty cool little moves. But
kind of funny to see a siege tank entering into siege mode while in the process of being harpooned.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay,
this
here
is
we
a sneaky
go.
move.
And to be frank, Innovation doesn't really have anything there to stop this.
He doesn't see it either. Like,
oh my
he's
God,
looking
yeah, he has no
elsewhere
idea.
right now.
He could have even pulled SCVs.
It was super stealthy, yeah. This was a great move, and now he's going to be able to get some real damage done. But he has to be careful. His escape is a Nidus Worm. You actually don't load into that quickly when you have a huge army out. So definitely something to keep in mind here.
Now there should be a follow-up attack at the bottom left as well after this.
Well, it doesn't look like he's really doing anything. Like he's just kind of sitting here. Okay, now he should probably go right back in.
Run! Or not.
But I gotta agree with you. I'd like to see. Like, that wasn't a maxed army. He has 87 drones, so it's not like his army is huge compared to what's out there. The thing is, as units died, he was just making more and more ultras. But yeah, I would have liked to see any sorts of units going in to try to pick off missile turrets and stuff, like even a little group of lings. Because the front line was left almost completely undefended.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused. See, now we have that attack coming. But I think this is all wrong, right? I mean, he should have... I
think the problem is he didn't have much supply that was actually not in there. Like, it was mostly queens. In fact, yeah, he has 14 queens. That's actually where the army was. It's like these units that just can't really attack. They're just... He's saving... He has the queens now to build mana so that he can transfuse the ultras.
So, well, the problem with this is that... Okay, well, here we go. This explains it right here. The problem is that will probably never work again.
Yeah, that was it.
That's probably the last time that you can pull up a Nidus.
In this game, at least.
In this game, at least, yeah. Because, I mean, that was the one chink in the armor. Innovation saw byul do it. byul didn't really execute it that impressively. And so Innovation has just, you know, hammered together some defense for that, and that's that. So you kind of had one shot, and I don't want to be too critical of byul here, but he sort of blew it with that.
Yeah, it didn't do that much. Like, I guess it repositioned him and bought him some more time, sure. Oh, that's really unbelievably cute. That is somewhere that byul, like, Innovation just won't look there, but eventually does. Like, notice how slow that reaction is because there's so much going on.
Next one he's going to bring, I believe, is going to be in the bottom. Here we go. Okay, he's going to try it again. Now this should, you know what? Because he got these, he got the fake Marines to come in there. It's actually like pretty handy. He just,
dude, he's literally using changelings and Niduses, guys.
Yeah, this is
all you guys in the forums that talk about this. Here you go. It's finally happened at the end of Heart of the Swarm.
I gotta say, this is pretty crazy, man. So he's coming in here now. He's doing a ton of damage again.
Yeah.
Now, there's the follow-up attack, by the way. I gotta say, I really didn't think he was going to
here you go. Yeah, I love a move like this, kind of forcing this command center back. I don't know how much he's going to be able to get done. But in the meantime, a lot of siege tanks coming up here.
You'll see siege tanks actually not bad at all against ultras.
No, certainly not. Yeah. All right, so this does end up getting cleaned up, but this was a nice move. And Innovation at this point is like, what the hell? How did you do this? But
problem is, it's not actually. I mean, it's cool that he's doing it. It's not really doing that much. Another story to keep in mind that's been happening here: 8.5K minerals and 5.2K gas here for byul. Now, as you can see, Innovation also has a surprising amount of minerals and gas. But I mean, when you're byul, you can you can really throw a lot at the Terran and remake it in a second. So
Yeah.
that's a little bit scary.
Well, right now, okay, it looks like, oh my god, he has a creep tumor in there. That is so awesome. And now he's actually maybe going to get another Nidus up.
By the way, we have battle cruisers now. It's like the final part of
Yeah.
the Terran Never Dies army.
By the way, Ultra's not good against battle cruisers, for anyone wondering.
Yeah, you got to upgrade the ultras so that they can stand on their hind legs and hit the battle cruisers like that. Otherwise, they
Popping
can't do it.
Ultras is what you need.
You need Ultraless Nickelodeon moon shoes so they can then get it. Well, this gets cleaned up once again. Now, this is kind of keeping Terran busy, but again, really, it's not doing quite that much.
Nothing's a kill move. Nothing is crippling innovation whatsoever. But this is a really nice move.
Here.
Yeah, he's pushing forward. He's taking out a lot of these siege tanks right now. Taking out the missile turrets as well. You know, innovation doesn't have as big of a bank.
Yeah, so when he has to remake that, it's a problem.
Yeah, and you know what? These Ultras, they're kind of on a suicide mission right now. Like, Ultras, again, they aren't going to do anything at all against battle cruisers. So,
Oh man, all these queens are going to go down.
boy. That was a mistake by byul right there.
So these ultras are going to go down. That's okay because, as we were saying before, byul actually has a lot.
Yeah, they are expensive though, so that part sucks a little bit. But you know, he has to get rid of them. He has to free up that supply for other units. Right now, we see him making corruptors. But you know, point defense drone and seeker missile and battle cruisers and Vikings are all pretty good against corruptors. Missile turrets as well. Thors.
Yeah,
Those two Marines in that bunker not as good,
but they do something.
They do something. But they don't have upgrades, so it's like a little bit hard through that 3 carapace. But, you know, other than that, like everything does okay against corruptors.
So this is, you know, now that we're here, this is sort of the twilight of Heart of the Swarm in our last finals before we're eventually going to be switching over to the new StarCraft 2. This is something Terran have mapped out that Zerg really has a hard time stopping. Mass Ravens with battle cruisers and adequate ground army underneath it. Now, a lot of people would say, why weren't people always doing this? Well, because it costs so much gas, you pretty much never get there. Well, when Terran figured out how to mech like this, they got there.
Yeah.
They got there, and they stay there. And how long has this game gone on for, Toast? What is it?
It's only
30 minutes, 30-minute game. But, I mean, you drag it out this long. And, by the way, we don't have a base on this map that hasn't been taken.
Yeah,
So,
everything is taken. In fact, byul taking that base that is kind of on innovation's side, that's actually kind of a big deal. Like, if he could mine that whole thing out, his chances of winning this goes way up. But going to be a very hard thing to do. It's super easy for innovation to push in and kill that. Okay, mass spores in the center of the map. Hydra's being created, making some evolution chambers right now as well. Those, I'm guessing, are going to be to suck some Viper energy out of and whatnot. But he actually, yeah, he has 6 Vipers, 7 Broods. His anti-air is really quite pathetic, though. It's just like 13 Queens and 11 Hydras. And, you know, that, I mean, it seems like it's all right, but we're sitting here maxed out, and like 2 siege tanks under a fleet of battle cruisers will clean that up, basically.
Yeah, that's true. Pushing with his own spore crawlers here. This is, you know what Zerg means? Zerg means air banelings when you see that, you know?
You mean Scourge?
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's what you mean by that.
That's what I mean.
But you know what, I think I see what he's trying to do here is set up a whole bunch of spores and then use abducts on battle cruisers and whatnot, pull them into spores. Because spores, if they're hitting air, are insane.
Is he going to save this?
Barely.
Yeah, he's going to barely keep that expansion alive.
You know what's really funny? If he had come, like, literally 4 seconds later, the mules would have run out in time for him to kill that.
Yeah, you're correct. You're actually totally correct.
There was like 8 mules running out that were repairing that thing.
Here we go!
All right, good moves, and he's yanking them forward right now. Some really great bungles.
This is so technical.
Look at that. That is so many pulls to get those battle cruisers back, but the point defense drone, he only gets 1. He only got 1.
And that's a lot of effort to put in to just get that 1. And remember, because all the expansions have been taken, the expansion that Zerg wants to get is actually really close to Terran. See, that's almost mined out. That's okay, but that'll be mined out once he just transfers drones from one base to another. That's going to be mined out pretty quick. There's lots of drones there. So eventually Zerg's going to run out of money. Now, Zerg might have banked up more money, but I think most people would agree that in theory the Terran army is just more effective because he managed to get to this like supreme late game.
Something cost efficient, something win.
Yeah, there was a wise caster who once said that.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was, but you know.
It was the great philosopher Arfusius.
Right now we do have those Broodlords kind of poking in. This is how he like forces the units forward a little bit so that his spellcasters can do something. It's kind of like the pressure he needs, otherwise Innovation just sits.
Yeah.
Because like as Innovation like builds more turrets and continues his slow spread out, like we talk a lot about creep spread, but there's a certain type of Terran creep spread with missile turrets and sensor towers going
basically
across the map.
this oh, hold up.
All right, here we go, and that is a bunch of abducts going down. The Ravens actually coming in and throwing down a lot of Seeker missiles here.
But he's retreating.
Okay, the Seeker missiles didn't do...
Basically, the siege tank plus flying Deathwell army operates as this Terran appendage that just moves out, destroys Zerg stuff, and then it can always retract back inside. I mean, this is the ultimate turtle.
Now, okay, there's so many Ravens, 17 Ravens. I think that this is one of the big problems that's going on is that Ravens have so much
off, man.
the turtles. That if he gets enough Raven energy out of there, he can actually end up killing this with Corruptors if there's not like a million missile turrets underneath. So, you know, he did just make a bunch of Corruptors. We might see him try something like that, like a nice big spread, because we've seen a lot of point defense drones go down, a lot of Seeker missiles go down.
Yep.
The Ravens don't have infinity energy, but if you don't just continually engage them, then they'll always have the energy they need.
Well, they're coming forward now. And I don't think Zerg breaks this. I just don't see it. But I do like how he has some Broodlords over here to shoot through this. I mean, this is the point where every little mineral patch, even these ones that barely have any crystals left, they're pretty important.
Yeah.
So, man.
Well, this is... you know, Innovation, he's doing it right. Like, I like what byul is trying to do right now. And he's doing it better than I've seen anyone do it, like what he's attempting.
Yeah, if there's a guy who's going to pull this off, it's going to be byul. Yeah. But the problem is that Innovation's also the best in the world at what he's doing, so...
Yeah, he's pretty darn good at it, and doesn't quite get that kill. But yeah, I mean, ooh, those siege tanks, look at this. See, it's such a dance. You bring the Broodlords in. Yeah. He brings in anti-Broodlord. You bring in the Infestors to kill him, but he pulls back and brings in siege tanks. So
it's a pretty crazy game of cat and mouse. Really.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're watching here. But who's the cat and who's the mouse? Well, Innovation is the cat, and byul is the mouse.
For sure, byul is the mouse here.
But he wants to be Jerry.
Yeah, he wants to Tom and Jerry.
Tom. Instead of just a mouse that's going to die.
Remember, Tom never beat Jerry in that cartoon. It was actually really one-sided and messed up.
Yeah. And he's hoping to be able to...
I'm really hoping this is more like Scratchy and Itchy from The Simpsons, but he's going to harpoon more battlecruisers up here. And
really good.
He's going to get the chain bungles off.
He certainly is.
Can he keep it going,
a lot of Ravens right there. Oh, that is beautiful. Those Ravens are going to go down. In the meantime, started pulling more battlecruisers as well. No, he needs one more fungal. Oh, my God. He needed one more fungal. Oh, and it turns on its head for byul. Innovation just barely getting out. I can't believe that. He almost got like what was that? Six Ravens in there?
Now, Artos, I want to remind you of something here. Look at the gas stockpile here for both players. Anything Innovation does lose, it's going to be the majority of his gas to remake that. Whereas byul has a lot banked up.
Good point.
I mean, if he does get a few more good fungals like that, and by the way, getting this base is very important because of those two gas geysers there.
Oh, man.
So anything he loses, it's a pretty big deal. So byul still has a chance here. And I believe he gets that, right?
One fungal.
Oh, no, I guess that command center's still there.
Yeah.
Unless it burns down or something.
And it looks like byul wants to maybe push in again here. No, not able to do it. He has a lot of Corruptors in here right now. All right, he's brought these in as well, and some missiles coming in, Seeker missiles, and it looks like he's actually got a huge spread here. Those point defense shows, oh my god, the Seeker missile hitting on top of those Corruptors there solo. He has to pull back on these spores.
He's got to head back. He's got to remain. 3 more battle cruisers keeping Terran's gas very low. Okay, we need to use your preview PC. How many minerals are at the remaining bases for Zerg here?
All right, he has,
oh my god.
not many, not a whole lot. Top right is really healthy on minerals. The other 2 that are mining are getting very, very low.
And by the way, you could tell how late we are in the game here by how few workers both teams have.
Yeah.
43 to 25.
That's
because they just need to have, obviously the game stops you at 200 supplies, so they just need to have a big army at this point in time.
That's
now,
right.
byul in the bank, he's still in better shape. In fact, Innovation has this insane number of minerals that he can't really use. I guess he can make more turrets with it or something.
Yeah, he needs to just make sure he secures all the gas in these middle 2 bases. But if, for instance, if we see another set of chain funnels like we saw before from byul, before he exhausts his entire bank, that might win him the game. Like, you can't rebuild this many Ravens at this point. You just can't do it. The Ultras Kit Squad coming in. They're like the Ninja Turtles, but there's 6 of them.
Coming down and just denying the gas there. It doesn't look like a lot, but it is a lot, guys. You need that gas for Terran right now. But byul's gas is starting to dwindle here. I mean, 3K is a lot, right? But it's getting lower and lower.
Yeah. Man, I tell you, if Fungal Growth had 9 range, he'd be wrecking Innovation right now, man. It would be over.
What if they had even better range, but you had to get something to spot so they could fire that far? Like
they're just sitting in the top left of the map. They have global cast range. What is this, Age of Mythology or something?
Well, with just 43 workers remaining here for byul, he's sort of kind of a weird spot. Oh, look at this. byul's actually going to shave into the this location down here. I mean, it's not being used, but you might as well take that out.
Yeah. He can't spare any units, really, to go over there. I mean, he loses all this. It doesn't really matter to Innovation that much. The gas is gone, and that's what matters. Losing the command center doesn't really do anything. He's not running out of energy on his orbitals or anything like that. But you know what? This is really good because he's closing in on Innovation. Innovation has less and less information because of this.
And this makes counterattacks a little bit stronger because there's more blind spots on the map.
Exactly. Like that, you never know when it's going to come in useful if you take out, for instance, that sensor tower on the left. That's definitely something I feel like he probably should have prioritized getting rid of.
Yeah, he should absolutely get that.
Like, just the more blind he can make Innovation. Like, it's also a mental thing. Don't forget, this is tough. Like, Innovation doesn't feel right now like he 100% wins. He feels good. He's got a great army.
Well, he's probably bringing the game into the right direction.
Yeah.
As we're going to see this map slowly.
But if 15 minutes ago he had more of the map, right? And if that just continues to close in, that's definitely something you got to take into consideration. That it can affect his mindset. But look at this. He just gets another battle cruiser, and as you were talking about, the gas for Innovation is gone. byul is whittling down Innovation.
Yeah. Although the gas for byul is gone now too, and it's not moving.
That's true.
It's right at 46.
That's he needs more than that if he wants to make anything other than a Baneling.
And
would you get a Baneling with this last gas?
That's what I would do. Yeah.
Where would you use the Baneling? I think I'd hit that
run into that sensor tower down there.
There you go.
Okay, so he's going to sack drones. He's going to use these in an attack so they can soak up damage.
That's right, and look at this. He's coming in. Beautiful bundles going off, but will it be enough? The Corruptors coming in from every side. So many point defense drones down, but will that be enough to actually protect his air army?
The Corruptors still continuing to come in here. Again, so many point defense drones, but it does look like it's starting to get smaller. It's now 85 supply to 115. Yamato cannon being fired off.
Oh my god, it's so close. So many point defense drones are still left here. Even the Broodlord's drawing in, the Queens here as well. Auto turrets being dropped down to help add that damage.
I think there's just too many battle cruisers.
God. All right, well, it's time for 72 Lings and 5 Queens, Tasteless. Look at that, he got all of the energy out of all the Ravens. If only he could make another 20 Corruptors. but he just doesn't have any gas.
But you know what? Innovation already knows what's coming. Now, there's so many links here. The battlecruiser's not exactly great against links, but it's not going to matter.